Right, ladies and gents, well, thank you for watching the film so far. I thought I'd put this at the end, that way if anybody's interested or at some point needs to make a pouch for a stove or a tool roll, or your carving kits and all that, how to make a sort of tool roll. Not very difficult at all. First I'll speak about this material. Military spec, because it used to be a cover, incoming weather cover for it looked like to be an anti-tank missile system. It had things at each end. Just grabbed it, cost me hardly nothing. Really tough, robust material, but not enough to deal with sharp edges, which I'll show you later on. So, in short, ladies and gents, I've done a little bit of work, but so as you'll see, I've sold a strip of Cordura nylon here. It's the same stuff that's made the Bergen out of, because it's easy to do, and effectively, just by doing that, I've doubled the strength of this piece of material. Okay, and as we can see here, they're not sharp, but they will go through. They will work their way through. Yeah. So again, as you'll see, this is the inside. We're looking at the inside now. That's why the number's on the inside. NATO stock number. Yeah, Ali. When it's got that. You see what happens. Just make sure I'm in shot there. Yeah. See what happens when I've doubled that over. You can now see, and at the top, there is a double layer of material. So there's a reason behind the madness. That's why you can see the two black strips. I started it here, I left it here because this is flat. Everything will go underneath the sewing machine. But as always, ladies and gents, what you've got to do is remember, before you start sewing things over, have a little think about the design, because there'll be things that you want to get on there that are easier to do when everything's flat, and then you sew it together. So on the back, ladies and gents, this will become more apparent later on. There is a strap system. Yeah, so when that one's folded in and that one's folded in, that will be unrolled, and when it's rolled, it's going to do this. Do that, and then that's going to be the flap. So it's going to be no bigger than that. This is the biggest part, okay? Just don't worry about dimensions for a second, but just so you can see, okay? And my biggest section on the inside is that, and I'm only doing it for 2 sections. You'll see here, do you know the vertical straps on your rucksacks that come down, you do your lids up? Yeah, just push them through there, ladies and gents. No need to make it flash nor fancy, so I could carry this on the outside and it would slip down the bottom of my rucksack. So that's what I've decided to do. To actually, there's a reason for all that not being straight. I'll go into that later on. But yeah, so if that is very basic. You can just push there's the bottom of your rucksack, push your lid straps through, and it's pulled tight onto the Bergen. Job done. Let's not make it flash or fancy, because it does not need to be. So again, as you can see, I've sewn a 40mm piece of web, and again it's military spec, but also, as you'll see, some markings here to close the whole thing. You'll see that is the strap that will go around and pull it down tight. So that's your closure strap. Don't even need to sew it to that. So at this point, ladies and gents, before I start sewing up and so forth, I need to decide, obviously, this is my bottom. And as we'll see here, make sure I'm in shot again. Yeah, you'll see some marked lines where initially, and there are four of them, this is going to go in, and there'll be 4 of these. It'll be sewn there, and that'll this flap. This will be the sleeve that they drop into. That will be the flap that comes over, secures it, and then it will roll this way, ladies and gents. So just doing a little bit of sizing up. Always make it a little bit bigger, because that will go to there nicely. And obviously this is the biggest one, as you can see, that will go in there. It's got a few more bits to go in there, and some longer bits that are going to go into there. I'll cover that when I next come back, ladies and gents. But just so you can see, that's my morphology. You can get a ruler out if you want, but I always find it's better to get the actual item, get it in there, get it all sorted, and you know what you're doing. So on that, I will sew it up there, then come back and make sure that there's more than enough room to get that in there, which there will be, to get that in there. Because what I'm going to have to do is sew it so there's a little area that each one can go in. Oh wait, that's not a flat piece of kit, so you've got to allow for that on the material. When I sew that one, which will be square, this one I'm going to pull in a little bit. So while that was a vertical line, it will be slightly off-canted, just to give that a little bit of a space giver in there. There's going to be a smaller one here. Obviously there's only a few bits going in there. There's another circle, and that one will go in there. This one at the end, which will be the actual flap, I'm just designing that there. I could have just add that there and fold it in half. No. Let's do it properly. So I'm going to put a little fire starting kit in there. Why not? And this is the beauty of doing things yourself. You design it as to how you want to do it. And as you'll see, there's a little bit of material at the end there. Make sure I'm shortening it. See, it comes up a bit of an angle. As I'm sewing that way, making the little humps, it's going to come in. So if I did that vertically, I'd be short a bit of material here. So that's what I've done there, ladies and gents. It's at an angle. There's the vertical, and I've just done that to allow for. Once I've done what I want to do, whatever's left, I'll cut it off. It'll be vertical, and I can sew it on. So that's a little job done. And hence, if you're doing things for the first time, you might not actually think about that. Anyway, ladies and gents, I need to get back on the machine and get this done. But that's the mythology so far. Think about what you need to put on the outside. On the back of that, because we're looking at the inside now, there's all my restraining straps. I can attach it to a burger, and I've done everything else I needed to do. And I shall think about exactly, is there anything else I need to do to this before I start sewing it together. And at this point I can't think of anything, so I'll bring you back. Right, ladies and gents, all I've done last time is take it in and sew one flap over. It will only ever be having one flap sewn over, and that's that one. As you can see, there's a lot of heavy metal going inside there, hence I've reinforced it. Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. There is another little flap there, but as opposed to being flat, I know what I'm doing, and this is a good reason, because you might not think of this if you're doing your first one. These can be any size. You can have like numerous ones there to carry any bits of kit that you want, and you want to roll up. The recent thing is like a field carving kit, or all your cooking utensils and all that type of stuff in there. So it doesn't have to be for this stone. Dogs here told me, sorry, me and the dogs just had a big fight when I got on the floor. But I've sewn it up there, okay. And then I've pulled it in a little bit, so I've got, obviously, as you can see, the archway there and the archway there. Here in there is the two bits, okay. That's the top and that's the air hole. You'll have already seen it being put together. But inside of here, what I'm going to do is nick an idea from a gentleman and cut a grill, which is just going to be literally that big, out of a one of them little baskets you relocate from one of the big supermarket chains. And I'll get my own grinder out, because I've got to get the grinder out on this anyway, just to do a couple of things. So ladies and gents, yeah, so it's going to do that. So that's one fold. Okay, that will be folded down, yeah, and then that. So why not here? It don't need to be the tin. I've just put that in there for the moment. So when that comes over, that is how it's going to be. And obviously, I'll tell you what, let's just do it properly from the start. Metal knocking about. Ooh, don't like that, sir. Don't like that, being an old soldier. What I've also found in that as well is, once it's come together, although I measured it out first off, ladies, it's worth mentioning. But when it's all in there and put down, that is fine for coming over, but this I want to knock off a bit. So when I go back in, I'm just going to put another, I will put it sort of at least an inch over that, and then to overcome probably to that stitch line there. So I'm just going to have a wider black reinforcing string, just to cover it bending over and going over. So that's like that. That will come over to there. That one will come over with that buckle around it, ladies and gents. I don't have to insult your intelligence by showing you how to do a buckle up, and that will be a job done. It's cost me nothing, exactly how I want it. but just nice to take you through it, because I'm always quite surprised by how many people actually, you know, watch me little how I make things video, and the really positive feedback I get from it. So ladies and gents, just to recap then, that's all what goes in there. That'll be going in there, and a grill, grill that size, you know, just a place on top. It has got a big round one, don't see the need for that, and you know, I will have a little fire starting kit in there just because I can. On that, I worked out on so another piece of black material along there. Once I'm happy with the sizes, I'm just going to reinforce these a bit more, and as you'll see now, ladies and gents, because here comes the karma or the problem. I mean, these could quite happily, and they may well go in there, and I may just be doing that with it, because it gives me the options, because I'm making it. But one thing I'm concerned about, and I'll pull one out, is noise, metal, and obviously the thing's a bit heavy, but there is this part here, and there's two of them. Oh, they're the bottom part, I'm sure you've seen it, that's how they go. But yeah, not designed to be or whatever, but may pose me a potential problem. So literally what I'm going to do is I might as well use this key, just draw around there with a you know, magic marker, the old Sharpie, because it's not going to affect the stability of the sole, and just round that edge off. So if you can see where the key is, just see there, I'll just round that off with me grinder as I'm cutting out my little grill from one of them. You know, the old carrying baskets. Sorry. Yeah, so no reason why I can't do that. But ladies and gents, you know, if you was to put loads of thickness of materials there, so what I'm going to be doing is making another pouch. So it's a pouch inside a pouch that will hold these two. That's for, it's got, as you can imagine now, if that's in a pouch, it'll either go in there or go in there. I haven't really decided yet. But then that is 6-7 layers of really decent material. Yeah? So the easiest thing to do is just make a pouch for this, and a pouch will go inside a pouch. I'll go in there and do that now, because it's just going to make so much sense when you see it, rather than keep adding loads and loads of materials, because don't forget, I do want this to actually bend over. So bring it back on that, ladies and gents. But yeah, just points to note, it's always nice just to pull it in a little bit. That is a vertical stitch. I've just pulled this in and deliberately left that there. I could have used as much as I needed, because this was a bit that would pull in every time rather than being straight down there, because that's the way that goes. I haven't done something like this before. That's what I learned the first time round, so I'm sharing that with you. Well, ladies and gents, when I last left you a couple of days ago, a day and a half ago, again I folded that over, sewn it so I've got the actual sleeves to put the 3 bits of gear into, 2 bits of gear, and then I'm going to put a fire kit. Also what I did, just put another piece of black door nylon there, just to make that double strength. Okay, what I did do is get my grinder out and just fold these edges down there. Okay, there were a point, didn't really need to be a point. Point will actually at some point push its way through the material, so I just whipped a bit off the edge of these. I've done a bit of film with that, so I'll stick that in now. And as you see there, ladies and gents, from the old Tesco Tesco basket, I sort of measured out how big that would be. So I've made myself another little grill. This thing has got a grill or rivet. So there's just a little grill that will go on the top of the 4 the actual spacers at the top, or the pan supports. Not needed, but hey ho, why not? Not adding a lot of weight to it. I suppose push come to come, you can put that on top and cook your bacon on the top. There's the one it replaced, because that's a big old boy. I'll show you some pictures actually of it on. That will just make any pouch on your carrying system very, very big, ladies and gents. It's an add-on posh accessory, and at this point I don't think I need it, because I'm going for lightweight and be able to carry this in and carry that out. So it's slightly a bit heavy, but robust and will last like forever. So the other problem I had, as I said there, was just taking off the edges, the very sharp edges, or they come down to a point. Didn't need to do that. And rather than doubling all over that material again, ladies and gents, little tip for you, just make yourself a little slip pouch. There you go, in there. As we put hammer type mounts, they will go in there. They'll go in the second side on these pieces. Go in here. In there, and I'll nip in and get the other the round bits. And there's the bottom plate and the one that goes above it to let all this lovely air come through, making it a rocket stove. That all fits in there. That fits in there. Like I say, I've made a bit of grating for it. So the idea on that is that that folds over, as we see there. That comes over there. And folds in nicely. Ooh, something in my eye there. That folds over there. Right, there we go, ladies and gents. There it is. Not the lightest of things to carry. I will go and weigh this in a moment, but hey ho, I think I've made that into quite a manageable carry anyway, size wise. Have a look. Still a bit of rattle, I suppose. And obviously, there's the back of your Bergen. Just run your lid straps through there, through that one or that one. So it's pulled in, you know, straps are going up and you do them up there, and that's a way of actually carrying that. Or, just as it is, ladies and gents, no sort of dirt's coming out of it, bearing in mind I want to use this every tight chance I get. But you know, it's the top of the Bergen, where you've got your snow locks and that, stick it there, pull your lid over the top of it. That would be an ideal carry, because the heavier it is, the topper, nearer your centre of gravity, you'd want it. But yeah, just kept it simple, no need to be too flash or fancy. Comes out. Also I have a little fire lighting kit in there just because I can. There's the two bits there. There's your other bits. And the 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal plates that go to make it the rocket part of it, or the actual stove, or the chimney tunnel, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gents. Yeah, easiest way to make a little roll top pouch. And again, if you was putting some tools in there, your wood cutting tools or anything like that, or there's a myriad of things you can put in the tool roll, because that's exactly what it is. It's not rocket science. I'm not inventing anything here. Not that hard to do. Takes a little bit of thinking about, because as you'll see, that strap there and that one there, no you didn't need to sew that on, to be honest. Will definitely need to be sewn on before you take, as I did there, take that and sew it down, ladies and gents. So there we go, ladies and gents. My beautiful stove now has a transportation receptacle. Ooh, that sounded posh, didn't it? Otherwise known as a pouch. Alright, ladies and gents, what I'm going to use is just one of my little tiger box or whatever their firelights and so forth. Get it in there, get it going, and just get a blue light. Do swear by these things. Hold it, get away, it's fire. and see how that goes. Judge, what can I say? That's certainly is a rocket stone, isn't it? Blimey. I'm proper happy with that.